piece that's become quite obvious to me is that most people are emphasising the content first and then the design. But unfortunately, I have this issue that everything has to be organised and easy to work within, or I can't work. I'm afraid I have a little issue around that. I chose Wix to create the website in. I have no background in creating websites. It was one of the options that came up in the early stages of the course, and once I used it, I found it that easy. There was no going back for me. So I've tried to structure it so that we have all the course modules down the left-hand side, and then some information about me and artifacts and so on and so forth at the top. So I just have a small About Me page, and I put my e-learning philosophy and hope, fears and expectations as a link in there. The multimedia blog was from the learning theories, so it was all the different pieces that we needed to write and look back on at a later stage. Then in the learning theories module itself, across the top, and I'm not really happy with the layout of it at the moment, which to most people is going to sound crazy, but I'm kind of looking at it going, no, I need to change a few things. But literally I put my learning theories paper into a PowerPoint presentation and done some screencasting with it and uploaded it onto YouTube. And then I put in some other things that I learned through the module around learned helplessness, behaviourism, cognitivism and constructivism. Then I had a mind map just to steer me in the direction I needed to go, and then my bibliography at the end. Then within the instructional design module, I have my meta-reflection and my annotated bibliography. And then just as we stepped through the project as a group, I started to upload some small pieces onto it. And then at the end I put in like our concept, where we started and how we evolved throughout the project. Then I uploaded the storyboard and then the actual project itself, where you can actually link directly to it. The one thing that had come up then at one stage was Claire had mentioned artifacts, and so I developed this page really to kind of document the different items that I've learned. So one of the first things I started using was Microsoft Expression Encoder, free piece of software, can't knock it. So I had created some screens for some students that were working on Microsoft Word, and they found them beneficial, so I was chuffed with that. Then I done Pantone, and this was literally, you know, just to have a look and see what I could do. My mum wasn't happy about that part. It was kind of a way of letting people to be able to see my journey to date as well, and then having some fun with a free piece of software. At that stage, even as a whole in the group, we were discussing Articulate Storyline, and I was like, I'd love to know more about the software. And Dave had the information himself, and he knew how to develop it, but I knew nothing about it, so I downloaded a 30-day trial. And then I just developed a small piece, and literally no storyboarding or anything. So it just demonstrated to me how storyboarding is so important within the development. And the resource just goes through a few questions. There's a drag and drop one in it also, and then at the very end, when you complete it, it gives you a results page. So and once you submit, it gives you the results, and then you can review, print the results, or retry. And it's something that I'm very interested in learning more about, so it was a nice little piece to do. And then a persona, which is something that I hadn't developed before, but it made so much sense to me within the development of any training course. And then the storyboard itself, and then we had talked about Wordle, and I talked, there must be other options out there as well. And once again, I found Taggle, which I found really easy to use. And that's the end of the artifact stage to date. There's a lot more work that needs to go in. I had put a heading here, module reflections, and then I changed my mind, and within the modules themselves, I felt was sufficient to have a link to the reflections. And then just at the end, I just popped in my CV as a way somebody, if they were interested, would be able to look at what the